Hey everyone, Hydrohead here. This is Blade of the Immortal by Hiroaki Samura. This is an Omnibus, as you can clearly see by the cover. This is freaking amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I found out about this because of Mikey buys Manga. He's on Twitter. I've mentioned him before. He's a cool guy. Anyway, he talks about this a lot. And it is fantastic. Also, I think it's funny that a book about a samurai is written by a guy named Samura, but that's just me being stupid. This is 3 volumes. It's extremely good. It is way different from most manga. The guy's drawing style is a lot different. It's not what you're typically going to see, and it's freaking great. The fights are kind of unique. Like, he does this really intricate, like, full page spreads for the final fight. I'll show you when we get to it. But one thing that's very interesting is you have to get a bit of a history lesson at the beginning of it, because our main character, Manji, he has this symbol on his back, which is commonly mistaken for the swastika. And they actually give you a big rundown on the difference between the swastika, the South swastika, or the manji, and why it plays such an important role in who this character is, and why this symbol dates back way before the Nazis were ever even a twinkle in anybody's eye. Which is cool, because a lot of people don't know about that. And your entertainment's got that all right there for you to see. It also kind of explains, like, his style of artwork and why it's a little bit different, and how the sound effects and dialogue work. Standard manga, we'd be reading this in the opposite direction. Who is this? Dark Horse? Dark Horse translated it like this. Honestly, I really don't like when they do that, because I'm in such a habit of reading in the opposite direction on translated ones, that when they do this, it confuses me. And I'll get like halfway through and then start going in the wrong direction. Anyway, this is what I mean by, like, the art. The artwork is very, very, I don't know, classic pencil sketch. It's fantastic, though. The Manji, our main character, is a samurai. He killed 100 men who were not bad men by any means. One of the men that he killed was actually the husband of his sister. And because of that, he felt he really needed to atone for what he did. When he killed his sister's husband, some stuff happened with the sister. She kind of turned into a crazy person, and while protecting her, Manji met this old Bushkin, but I don't remember what the hell. I don't remember what it's called, like Bushkin, Bukini, some weird name for an old woman. This lady here. Anyway, she gave him something called bloodworms, and what they do is it's basically a parasite that inhabits your body, and it turns your body into a shell, constantly repairing you, constantly keeping you healthy. It's a stupid analogy, but if you've seen Futurama, the episode with the worms that Fry ingests, and they make him super smart and super strong. Okay, same basic concept, except these focus on the body itself. They don't do anything to the brain. This is also way, 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 way before Futurama was ever around. So anytime he gets damaged, they immediately start repairing the damaged spot. He loses a limb, he's got to hold it up against the damaged zone and let the worms lace it up. Later on, you find out there is some sort of poison that basically makes the worms run away in terror. But other than that, the only real way to kill him or somebody with these worms is to permanently remove their head from their body, and I think to let the head just die off. But something like that hasn't really happened, so that's just kind of going on things he said that were in the heat of battle. So I don't know if he was just antagonizing the guy or if that's how it actually works, but that's his sister. She's adorable. Brain dead now because of all the bad stuff that happened to her. Through a series of events, though, his life drastically changes, and he ends up... this right here. Okay, so when I mentioned earlier the unique fight scenes, a lot of times you'll get like great, big, long, intricate battles in manga. He's still kind of doing this, but as you can see, it's like this, kind of a perspective shot, and then he does this full-page spread kill shots that are just freaking cool as hell. Like, his normal art has this kind of roughness to it, like especially the shading and whatnot. But, and then he does this, and it's just like something you want to hang on your wall. I love it. So much detail in the background and everything. And the story is really, really, really hard to put down. Very enjoyable to read. A whole lot of stuff going on. Man, look at him. He's a badass. Look at that. This is fantastic. This is why it has an adult rating. It's very gory. As far as just like murder, death, kill, Manji is fucking awesome. Yeah, this is a fantastic book. Can't recommend it enough. How much was it? There it is. $21.99. That's not bad considering you're getting 3 in 1. I didn't actually buy this. I got a whole bunch of manga for Christmas because I'm a lucky guy. And this is one of them. Man, yeah, I highly recommend this. I don't want to get too much into the story. There's a whole lot going on. Basically, he's trying to help this young girl who looks kind of similar to his sister try and get revenge. And man, some of the twisted shit that happens in this is so freaking good. Like this girl, alright, man, I don't want to give anything away, but something extremely traumatic happens to her because of what's going on around her, and one of the guys involved, like, writes her love letters for 2 years straight afterwards, and their poems and stuff, and then they meet in person, and she says a poem back to him, it's like a trap or whatever, and then he wants to kill her because he loves her so much. It's a trip. It's such a trip. This is great. Trying to think. I highly recommend this regardless. If you're not usually into manga, this is actually probably a good one to give a try. Because it is way different from the standard fare. It doesn't really have any of the same tropes. The art is way different than what you're going to see in almost any other story, especially right around now. It's fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. And just look at this. Now, if you don't like blood, guts, and gore, then you won't like this. I'll tell you that much right now. The art style is a little bit rough, but it's artistically rough, and it's all used very, very, very well. Utmost respect for Hiroki. Also, this goes on for quite some time. This is a fairly long series, if I remember correctly. So you got quite a bit of reading material if you want to get into it. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave off. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hail Hydra, baby. Oh, yeah, turn it off.